follow that one up. Thank you, David. It's nice to hear that you've also given up your Minecraft habit. I had several issues with that one. Our second Valedictorian Award is given to a student who spent 9 years at Willowwood, one of our long-serving members. She came in grade 3, and obviously to lose her presence now in grade 12 leaves a big hole in the school. A very dynamic, very forceful young lady. Our loss is now at Ryerson University's game, where she's studying biology. Hopefully she's going to move on to become a coroner, and for that we wish her every success. I'd like to welcome Alicia to the stage.
In chemistry class, so alright. So good evening everybody. So my name is Alicia, and I'm probably more surprised than you that I got Valedictorian. Either way, it's an honor. So I started at Willowwood in 2003, and where I met a few of my fellow graduates for the first time, and we exchanged nervous smiles and glances in Janie's grade 3 classroom. I was super nervous to the point where I needed to go to my brother's classroom where he was in grade 8. And sit with him to calm me down. And I walked into that classroom for the first time, and his teacher, Jeff, I thought, oh my God, it's Qui-Gon Jinn from Star Wars. Looked just like him, but now he kind of looks like Obi-Wan, so it's okay. So I walked into that class, and I figured, you know, this is worse than my grade 3 because people are a lot taller than me, a lot older than me, and they're just, oh my gosh, she's so cute. It was pretty horrible, and when I went back to my grade 3 class, it was like I had been there for years. So most of the memories I have are the memories here at Willowwood. I remember in grade 8 how we used to sharpen our pencils to the point where if we threw them up at the ceiling, they would get stuck. And that's how we would store our pencils. Every day we would have to come back and jump off the desk to grab them. Or stand on whoever's shoulders who was tall enough to get them. Of course, this was all behind the teacher's back, so we got pretty good at it. So I'm sure you guys would agree that we're not just a class, we're a family. We've all grown together. We've gone through thick and thin. We've been at each other's sides, and most of the time at each other's throats. We've had the privilege of welcoming new faces and have gone through the hardships of saying goodbye to old ones. We've laughed, we've cried, but we've gone through it all together, and if I was given the chance, I probably wouldn't change a thing. On behalf of the graduating class, I would like to thank all of the teachers who taught us over the years. Your dedication, persistence, and guidance has allowed us to achieve multiple goals and has set us on a bright, successful path for a great future. I myself would especially like to thank Guy, Alvin, Ann, and Steve. I don't know why Steve isn't here today, but it better be a good reason. So Steve taught me all the sciences, which are my favorite subjects, and what I'm currently majoring in, which means that he had me in his class for, well, most of the time. And for one semester, he actually had me for 3 classes out of the 4, all in a row, every single day. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. The funny thing is, within the first week of class, he made me sit next to him because he had caught me text messaging multiple times. He quickly learned that, you know, he'd catch me texting once, shame on me, catch me texting twice, you're going to pay for it for the rest of your life. He knew that I knew that too because my seat remained next to him for the rest of high school. But despite all of that, he was able to get through it with more coffee consumption than I've ever seen, but he got through it. Guy, Alvin, and Ann taught me all of the mathematics, which are the subjects I absolutely despise. Alvin and Ann both had the privilege of teaching me functions, while Guy had the privilege of teaching me calculus and vectors. Oh gosh, within the first few weeks, I'm sure you figured out that you probably got better luck teaching Latin to a wall. And with my attention span, I probably felt like that most of the time. For Guy's class, I actually had a resource period before his, and that whole resource period, he would try to either wake me up or get me started, and then within the last hour, that's when I would probably do my work. So I don't even think any of you took vacation day, which is pretty amazing because it's either you're the most patient people on earth or you've already traveled to the point of no return on the crazy train. But either way, I thank you for all of it. So my fellow graduates, I can't believe this is the end. Every single one of you has changed my life, and I will never forget you. Anything that you guys decide to do now, and any goal that you set for yourselves, you are more than capable of doing it. Each one of you is driven, determined, and has so much potential. I know that many roads ahead are not going to be easy. Some of them may challenge you to the best of your ability, stress you out, cause you to rethink the road completely, or even make you want to drop out. Just don't do it. Believe me when I say that if you encounter any of these feelings, you are not alone. I our goals and work hard, and we'll be surprised what we can achieve. I would like to thank you all for an amazing high school experience, and I wish you guys the best of luck.